It's Kushe or the Happy Father's Day today. The day is being celebrated with much fanfare across the country. The day also holds special significance for married women who visit their paternal home, in some cases after a long hiatus, as the day provides a break from the rigorous daily chores. The government had also declared a public holiday today in recognition of the contributions of late CPN-UML leader Subhash Chandra Nemwang, who was cremated earlier today. Good evening, I'm Chitrakar, and these are the headlines of the hour. Final rites of late Constituent Assembly Chairperson Nemwang performed with state honor. A public holiday today in recognition of his contribution. House passes condolence motion. Kushe or the Happy Father's Day being observed across the country today. Those without fathers visit pilgrimage sites to perform holy rituals. Several hundred shops at a market in Bangladesh's capital, Dhaka, gutted by fire. A loss of goods worth millions of rupees feared. And Pakistan elect to bat first after winning the toss. Rain interruption shortens the match to 45 overs. Winner to take on India in final. Final rites of late Constituent Assembly Chairperson and CPN-UML Deputy Chairperson Subhash Chandra Nemwang has been performed with state honours in Pashupati, Arekhat. Nemwang's body was taken to Pashupati Arekhat from his Balwatar residence through Maharajganj, Naran Gopal Chowk, Thumbarai, Chabahil and Gaushala. A team of Nepal Army had performed the condolence rally. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal expressed tribute to late Nemwang in Arekhat by draping late Nemwang's body with the national flag. Likewise, CPN-UML Chairperson KP Sharma Oli draped Nemwang's body with the party's flag. Nemwang's sons Mingso and Suhang Nemwang lit the funeral pyre. This followed state honours with a gun salute by the Battalion of Nepal Army. Speaker Devraj Khimire, Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister Narayan Kaji Shrestha, among other high-ranking government officials, had reached the Pashupati Arekhat to pay their homage to the late leader, who had carved out a figure of a calm and composed leader. The demise of Nemwang has been seen as an irreparable loss to the politics of consensus in Nepal. Nemwang had breathed his last in the wee hours Tuesday morning, while his final rites were conducted today as his two sons had arrived in Nepal late yesterday from abroad. Meanwhile, both the houses of the parliament have endorsed a condolence motion on the demise of Subhash Nemwang, the former Constituent Assembly Chairperson and Speaker of the House of Representatives. Kushe or Father's Day is being observed across the country today. Hindus are celebrating Kushe today by paying homage to their fathers and with the customary age-old tradition of bringing Kush, a holy grass, into their homes. There is a religious belief that keeping Kush anointed with sacred verses or mantras in the house brings well-being to the household. The Hindu community regards Kush as the symbol of Lord Vishnu. People on the occasion of Kushe or Father's Day wish their fathers with gifts and delicious food items, including sweets, and show reverence. The major marketplaces in the capital have been busy since the morning with people shopping for sweets, fruits, and gifts for their fathers. As per religious belief of Pitri Devo Bhava, which translates to respect to ancestors, sons and daughters receive blessings from their fathers, and those whose fathers have already passed away visit pilgrimage sites and perform Shraddha, which is the holy ritual in remembrance of those who have passed away. By doing this, it is believed that the sons and daughters continue to receive the blessings of their deceased father, while their lineage will remain stable forever. The Sankhwasava District Court has issued an order to detain the 15 individuals who have been alleged of involvement in the murder of 2 jail inmates for investigation. 7 police personnel and 8 inmates have been sent to jail for further investigation. The administrative officer of the district court, Ramchandra Kesi, said that the single bench of justice Teknarayan Gautam issued the order to send 7 police personnel to Dhankuta jail and 8 inmates to Terathum jail under the coordination of Jail Department and the District Security Committee. A case has been filed against all the alleged individuals, demanding life imprisonment. Binod Tolangi of Madi, Sankhasabha and Akash Balami of Kakani in Nuwakot were beaten to death by police personnel and inmates inside the jail on the 9th of August. The probe committee formed to investigate the death of a child at Kanti Children's Hospital has attributed the incident to lack of coordination among the staff at the emergency department of the hospital. The hospital had formed a probe committee following the death of girl child Rojisha Gopali on the night of 4th of September. The report prepared by the committee formed under the coordination of Dr. Prakash Joshi was submitted to the Ministry of Health and Population. The hospital had directed the committee to probe into the incident and prepare a report within 5 days. Director of the hospital, Dr. Pankaj Rai, said that the report prepared by the committee was submitted to the ministry earlier today. Meanwhile, the ministry has said that action would be taken against those who are found guilty. The 158th birth anniversary of the national luminary Yuva Kavi or the youth poet Motiram Bhatta is being observed today by organizing various literary events. Bhatta was born this day on Kusheonsi, also the National Father's Day, in 1866 AD. Bhatta died on the same day in 1896 AD. He lived a short life but is ever remembered for his substantial contributions to the world of Nepali literature, especially for immortalizing Adikavi, or regarded as the first Nepali poet, Bhanubhakta Acharya, by making public his biography. Further, Bhatta was also credited for introducing the printing press in Nepal for the first time. He also published the Ramayana of Bhanubhakta. He further developed a Nepali language and made it a beautiful medium for literary expression. Among the popular literary creations of Bhatta are Bhanubhaktako Jivan Charitra, Priyadarshika and Pigdut. Kathmandu Metropolis Mayor Balendra Shah has been included in the Time 100 Next, the annual franchise of the Time magazine, which recognizes the rising leaders in health, climate, business, sports, arts and other sectors. The Times magazine has identified Shah as a rising leader in its 2023 Time 100 Next. The magazine has said that Shah had emerged as the unlinky winner of Kathmandu's mayoral election in May 2022 after running as an independent candidate using social media platforms to harness voter anger over the status quo. The magazine adds that in a city reeling from the devastating earthquake of 2015, Shah's campaign promises were simple but offered desperately needed fixes, including better waste disposal and sanitation, safe drinking water, clean roads, and the preservation of cultural heritage alongside urban development. Time has added that his efforts to make good on the promises have been met with scrutiny, including in regard to the impact on the city's poor. 2 doctors who had been working at the Sancho Hospital in Hetauda have been beaten by the relatives of a deceased patient. A number of youths from Padam Pokhari of Hetauda submetropolis had beaten the 2 doctors inside the hospital. Makwanpur police have said that the youths had beaten doctors Bikash Thapa and Prashant Bidari. 41-year-old Rajesh Pradhan of Hetauda 12, who was a dengue patient, was referred to Chitwan. He died there after being treated for a month. 1 month after the incident, the young members of the family of the deceased attacked the doctors. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: why have public grievances regarding the works of the government increased? The options are A, no good performance, B, legitimate concerns, and C, great expectations. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. A huge fire gutted several hundred shops at a market in Bangladesh's capital, Dhaka, but there were no casualties as the blaze swept through the area in the early hours today before stores opened. In fact, it took 6 hours for military forces and firefighters to contain the blaze, which spread quickly in the Muhammadpur market due to the large amount of flammable items such as cooking oil and plastics, officials said. Eyewitness footage shared on social media showed firefighters and people working to put out the fire. A fire service official said there were no casualties in the fire, which was likely because by an electric short circuit. Fires are common in densely populated Dhaka, which has seen a building boom in recent years, often without proper safety measures. Fires and explosions often occur due to faulty gas cylinders, air conditioners, and bad electrical wiring. In April, a fire in a shopping complex in Dhaka injured several firefighters and burned down some 5,000 stores. India's southern state of Kerala shut some schools, offices and public transport services as they scrambled to limit the spread of the rare and deadly brain-damaging Nipah virus that has killed 2 people with 3 more testing positive. The state is battling its 4th outbreak since 2018 of a virus for which there is no vaccine and which spreads through contact with the body fluids of infected bats, pigs or people, killing up to 75% of those infected. Kerala's first Nipah outbreak killed 21 of the 23 infected, while subsequent outbreaks in 2019 and 2021 killed 2 people. In May, an investigation showed parts of Kerala among the places most at risk globally for outbreaks of bat viruses, as the clearing of forest for development throws people and wildlife into closer contact. Indonesian authorities on Tuesday dumped large amounts of water to battle forest fires in the South Sumatra province as haze clouds covered nearby cities. At least 6 Indonesian provinces in Sumatra and Borneo were battling forest fires, Indonesian Disaster Agency Chief Suharyanto said, adding that further plans were being made for cloud seeding to stop the fires. Indonesia is expecting its rainy season to start in November, a month later than usual, after what is forecast to be the most severe dry season since 2019, caused by the El Nino weather pattern, the nation's meteorology agency said on Friday. The Southeast Asian nation has previously experienced devastating forest fires in 2015 and 2019 that blanketed the country and parts of neighboring countries with haze. The death toll from the devastating floods in the eastern Libya had surpassed 6,000, the Undersecretary of the country's Ministry of Health in the Government of National Unity said yesterday. On Sunday, a Mediterranean storm landed in eastern Libya, triggering floods and causing extensive damage to infrastructure along its path. The situation in the city of Derna, a port city in eastern Libya, is particularly dire, with the number of casualties expected to rise further. A spokesperson for the eastern-based Interior Ministry appointed by the General National Congress said yesterday that over 5,300 people had been killed in flood-affected Derna. Meanwhile, Libyan House of Representatives spokesman Abdallah Balahaik revealed in a media interview on the same day that the death toll in Derna had reached nearly 7,000. Meanwhile, Ahmed Mismari, a spokesperson for the Libyan National Army, told Russia's Sputnik News on Wednesday that the number of fatalities from the floods in eastern Libya may have already exceeded 10,000. Meanwhile, a representative from the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies disclosed earlier that over 9,000 people had remained missing in Derna. According to the International Organization for Migration, the floods have displaced around 35,000 residents in the city. Due to the rough roads in the disaster area in eastern Libya, many roads and bridges there have been washed away by floods, thus posing significant challenges to the ongoing rescue operations in the disaster-stricken areas of eastern Libya. At present, international rescue teams have arrived in Derna to search for the missing people. Rescue teams have yet to reach the also affected Susa region, where there exists a possible humanitarian disaster. Missile systems and drones were showcased in a defense exhibition that opened today in Taiwan's capital, where hundreds of manufacturers, experts, and defense enthusiasts gathered to explore the island's latest technology. Organizers said this is the biggest exhibition since the biennial show started 16 years ago, with nearly 300 companies from the United States, France, Czech Republic, and Singapore participating in the three-day event. James Huang, chairman of the Taiwan External Trade Development Council that oversees the exhibition, said he expects a lot of focus to fall on unmanned aerial vehicles due to changes in the world's geopolitical landscape. Domestic companies also showed off locally manufactured manned and unmanned drones, which were designed and equipped with Taiwan-produced chips. Efforts to expand the island's drone manufacturing and drone fleets came amidst heightened tensions with China. Religious leaders from the Kenya's port city of Mombasa demonstrated yesterday against a ruling by the Supreme Court that reaffirmed the right of the LGBTQI community's right to associate. On Tuesday, the court upheld the right of the National Gay and Lesbian Rights Commission to register with Kenya's NGO board. Athman Ahmed said that they wanted Kenya's government to treat the LGBTQI community the same neighboring Uganda has done. Several members of parliament briefed the media from a nearby hotel and said they opposed the decision by the court. In Kenya, lesbian and gay sex is punishable by up to 14 years in jail. For now, Kenya is still seen as a relative haven for LGBTQ people in a hostile region. Unlike in many of the more than 30 other African countries where same-sex relations are illegal, its colonial-era anti-gay law is rarely enforced. Before wrapping up, here's a look at the top stories once again. Final rites of late Constituent Assembly Chairperson Nim Wang performed with state honor, a public holiday today in recognition of his contribution. House passes condolence motion. Kushe Aunsi, or the Happy Father's Day, being observed across the country today. Those without fathers visit pilgrimage sites to perform holy rituals. Several hundred shops at a market in Bangladesh's capital, Dhaka, gutted by fire. A loss of goods worth millions of rupees feared. And Pakistan elect to bat first after winning the toss. Rain interruption shortens the match to 45 overs. Winner to take on India in final. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.